Hello and welcome once again to Speak Real English. I hope you're doing well today and ready to dive into another fascinating part of English pronunciation. I've received a thoughtful question from one of our dedicated learners, Ingo. He's curious about the pronunciation differences between the words been, and been. This is a fantastic topic and it opens the door to a deeper understanding of not only how English sounds but also how to train your ears and mind to catch these subtle variations. Pronunciation can sometimes feel tricky, especially when words look similar but sound very different. So let's take a journey into these words and how we can clearly hear and pronounce each of them. Let's begin with the word Ben. Think of it as the name, like the famous Big Ben in London. It has a short E sound, just like the word ten or pen. You can practice this by saying a sentence like, Ben went to get a pen from the den. The vowel here is crisp and short. It's a sound you'll hear often in names and basic vocabulary, and the key to mastering it is to keep the vowel sound brief and relaxed. It's important to hear this sound clearly because confusing it with other vowel sounds can change the meaning of your sentence entirely. Now, let's move on to the word been, spelled B-E-E-N. This one is interesting because the pronunciation can change depending on where you're listening. In American English, it is often pronounced just like Ben. For example, I've been there before might sound almost identical to been there before. However, in more formal speech or British English, you may hear it pronounced more like been, with a long EE sound. So depending on the accent or speaker, the word can vary, and that's where your listening skills become essential. Exposure to many English speakers is how your brain begins to notice these subtle shifts. The last one is been as in the food. This one always has the long E vowel, like in the word green or seen. It's stretched out a bit more. You can say, I like green beans or she's seen the bean field. Practicing sentences like these will help you differentiate between the three. Think of bean as something you eat, so you might link it to the idea of sitting down for a meal. Ben eats beans is a funny but helpful way to practice. You can imagine someone named Ben having lunch, and that way, you start to build a connection between the word's sound and its meaning. What helps even more is thinking about the big picture. Language learning is not just about memorizing rules, it's about immersing yourself in the rhythm and flow of real English. The more you listen to English being spoken naturally in shows, podcasts, conversations, or lessons like these, the more your brain starts recognizing patterns. You'll get those little light bulb moments where suddenly, a word you struggled with makes perfect sense. It's like tuning a musical instrument. The more you practice, the clearer and sharper your sense of sound becomes. Let's not forget that mispronunciations and confusion are a natural part of learning. They're signs that you are pushing your skills and growing. I remember a story from when I was younger. I had to spell Ben in class, and I thought of Big Ben, the clock tower. But it turns out my teacher was talking about the verb been. It felt embarrassing at the time, but those little moments stick with you and actually help your learning. We grow more when we make mistakes and learn from them. So here's what you can do to master the difference between these three. First, listen to native speakers and pay close attention to how they pronounce these words in different contexts. Second, practice speaking out loud. Try recording yourself saying, Ben has been eating beans, and then listen back. Third, try to associate each word with a visual or memory. Connect Ben with a person or a landmark, been with an experience like a trip, and been with food. These associations will help your brain process them faster. To support your learning, I invite you to visit Mr. English Teacher on YouTube. There, you can access more pronunciation tips and join the Speak Real English Premium course for more guided practice and real conversation experience. Plus, there's a free ebook waiting for you that can give you extra tips on building your fluency and confidence. Thanks so much for joining me today. Keep exploring, keep practicing, and most of all, keep listening. Every word you hear brings you one step closer to speaking real English fluently and naturally. I'll talk to you again very soon. Take care and happy learning.